welcome yet again to another special edition of Six Rings and Counting. The NFL giveth and the NFL taketh away, Lou. I'm your host, Corey Idle, and joining me as always is my man, Lou Willard. Lou, more Steelers news today. We'll start with the good news before we get to what I consider the bad news. Darius Slay has been traded from the Philadelphia Eagles to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yin's got a second quarterback.
And we talked about this when we talked about the Metcalf signing. And you had asked what's the next thing we need, and said cornerback and D tackle. So we got one of the two. So I look for a defensive tackle to step in next. But the bigger part of this is Steelers now to have two solid corners. Slay's getting a little up there, I believe, but he's still playing high quality ball, coming off of a Super Bowl, and he's going to another solid organization with a really good defense. So it gives you that other. With Porter being your lockdown corner, you're no longer worried about the number 2 corner because Jackson wasn't coming back. In fact, he signed with, I think it was Tennessee today. He's already signed somewhere else. I want to say Tennessee. I could be completely wrong, but bottom line is he's not in Pittsburgh anymore, and it won't be coming back. But this is a true upgrade over the number 2 cornerback position that we had, and I would love to see Corey Trice slide into that slot role and play that nickel back. And that makes you feel really good on the back end with the safeties that you have back there. So when it didn't seem like we were going to do anything, all of a sudden over the last 24 hours, we're starting to look a little bit more formidable before we get to the bad news.
Yep. The bad news, going to throw a little hitch in our giddy up. The New York Jets have signed Justin Fields, reuniting him with his Ohio State teammate Garrett Wilson on a 2-year, $40 million contract, $30 million of which is guaranteed. Fields is 26 years old. Lou, to me, this just says all signs now really point to Russ coming back. And quite frankly,
well, and here's the thing. This is what it tells me. Fields wanted Pittsburgh to guarantee him that he would start. And that's where everything got bogged down at, which I didn't understand why they didn't. They guaranteed Russell Wilson that he would start. So I couldn't understand why they wouldn't guarantee this kid 1 year to start. But nonetheless, they did it. He's good. He's getting his money, which is good because he's getting at least $30 million guaranteed. He's going to play with a guy he played with at Ohio State. They were former teammates, and they lit it up. I hate the organization that he's going to. Just like I hate the fact that Garrett Wilson is there because it's just a bad, dysfunctional organization right now. But luckily he got his money. Now, where does that leave Pittsburgh? Leaves Pittsburgh, I still think they're going to bring in Aaron Rodgers, which I'm a lifelong fan. So it's kind of like when he gets here, I'll clearly hope he does well, but man, that attitude is concerning, especially when you're going to be dealing with Pickens, and because he couldn't get along with Garrett Wilson. Pickens is worse than Wilson.
Yeah,
now you're bringing in DK.
I'm going to go another route. I'm looking at this, whereas you're looking at the personnel and who we have to bring in. This says a lot to me about the philosophy either in the front office or the coaching staff, which is we're coaching conservative, we're coaching scared, we're bringing in all of this talent. Yeah. And this is what I think really gets my goat about the Justin Fields situation. I understand I'm an Ohio State homer. Totally take that into account with what the words are about to come out of my mouth. Justin Fields did not start last year because of his talent. He lost a starting position before he ever had a chance to get it because of politics. And when front offices and head coaches start playing politics with their players, it goes poorly across the board.
That is why he never really gave Pittsburgh a chance to sign him unless they could guarantee him that he would start.
Yep.
They wouldn't do it. Because the money was no different. I think he would have got more money out of Pittsburgh. But at the end of the day, I understand why he left because
Yep.
they did him wrong last year. Because when Russ starts slipping, he should have been in the game. Even when Russ was playing well, he should have been playing packages. So why would you come back here and go through that again? Even though I think they should have gave him a shot, but they did it, and we are where we are. You think it's Russ because they can reunite him with DK. I think it's
Hmm.
going to be Rodgers because I'm hearing too much Rodgers talk. But the bottom line is they're drafting now. They're drafting Jackson Dart. You know,
Fingers crossed.
hope the kid turns out. I hope he's not the next Kenny Pickett. But don't put it past Omar to give up a couple more picks and move up and draft Shador Sanders. Would that shock you? Because right now, you're only getting 1 year out of whichever quarterback you bring in here. Whether
Hmm.
it's Russ, whether it's Rodgers, you're getting 1 year.
Yep.
And I would rather see Russ come back than Rodgers. Number one, I don't like Rodgers. And number two, he's too injury prone now. And at least Russ is 4 years younger than him at 37. So you're still talking about dudes that could be my younger brothers. It's wild how old they got. But what I am glad is they did not give that Sam Darnold contract of 3 years, 110 million that Seattle gave Darnold.
Yep. Oh, 100%.
That would have broke my heart.
Yep.
I'd
That would
rather
have
see
been.
them take. Like I said, I could have seen them take. I think Jalen Milroe is off the table now because they didn't keep Fields. So
Yep.
I mean, I could have seen them drafting him, but if you draft him now, he's going to play behind because I think they're bringing in Rodgers. And the problem with that is they're going to draft a kid, and so now you got to pick up a third quarterback who's going to be willing to teach the kid because Rodgers hasn't proven he's going to
That's
teach anybody.
that's the problem. If you bring in Rodgers, no matter who you draft, you know they're going to be a leper in that quarterback room, and you can't have that with a young quarterback. Whether it's
He's not.
Shador, whether it's Jackson Dart, no matter who it is.
The thing is, if it's Rodgers, I'd rather see him trade up and get Shador because Shador ain't going for that shit.
But
I
no,
don't
well,
know. Shador and Dion ain't going for that. They're going to say something. But now you disrupting your locker room all because of the dude, not because of them, because of the dude you chose to bring in here. At least Russ will help whoever they bring in. But it's still a 1 year gap, but there's still enough offensive talent. Now you got DK, you got Pickens on the cheap. You can tag Pickens the next 2 years if you want to. You can definitely tag him next year to buy yourself some time to get the new quarterback ready. And I'm looking at if they're not moving up to get Shador, I could even see them still going. If they're bringing in a Rodgers, still look for them to draft Amika Ibuka.
mhm.
If they don't, because you got to give them all the weapons you can because
Well,
he because he can't move
I,
or an offensive tackle. Because we talked about this. If it's Rodgers, you better have some tackles.
it doesn't matter who you have at this point. You better have some tackles because you got dinosaurs playing. You are kicking
Uh,
the can down the road and not actually building a franchise.
yeah, you're
Mike
kicking the
Tomlin,
can
I'm
up the
saying it.
hill.
I have been a Tomlin guy since he was hired. I love Mike Tomlin as a human being, but damn it, you are coaching to save your job and not to win fucking football games.
Yeah,
And
you're
that
kicking
is
the
why I'm
can.
so mad.
You're kicking the can uphill, so
Yep.
it's just going to keep rolling back down.
Instead
But
of worrying about building this franchise, you're worried about winning now. And that's a
but
problem.
but but on good news, Dan Moore signed somewhere else, so we don't have to worry about him. You know what I mean? So you're getting rid of some guys you don't have to worry about any longer, which tells me Broderick's going to the left, Fat Now's going to the right.
Yep.
Well, we'll be solidified up the middle. But man, so if you're going to have two statues back there, you pick the statue you want. You want Rodgers or you want Wilson? Because there's nobody else left.
Nope.
Who you going to get?
Yeah. Falcons are keeping Kirk Cousins, even if you like the idea of that. He's not coming
Don't
anywhere.
don't even like that. He didn't have any arm strength last year.
There is nobody. Your best
So
hope
is
right now is to maybe get Gardner Minshew if you want to go
oh
younger.
God. Oh
Yep.
my God.
So
You
have fun
told
with that.
we would stop the show if Gardner Minshew. I just wouldn't even do another show. That's just quitting.
Well, our tight five from our producer Armando became a tight 10 and 30 seconds. So we might not have a show to do anyway. He's going to be pissed. And with that, we're going to jump off here. Any more news, we will make sure to update you guys. But for Mr. Lou Willard, I'm Corey Idle. This is Six Rings and Counting, and we will be back, I'm sure, within a day with more news.